Dan Smotz. Dan Smotz and Dave Casey. No slots, they embracing. Primetime spotlight, no daylight, we chasing. Podcast kings fly, rated high sensational. From daytime to the night, revolutionary basic. The system is up, now we breaking dawn. Got that primetime shine, only right, never wrong. Drifting through the airwaves where the troops are drawn. Smotz and Casey ride the waves till the early morn. Underdogs rise, crime got their name on marquee. Live wire dialogue, minds wild and free. Sound waves crashing, thoughts igniting spree. Legends on a mission, revolution in HD. The system is up, moving past the dark. Primetime energy, igniting every spark. From talking justice labs to where the deep thoughts embark. Smotz and Casey in the night left an indelible mark. Weekday hustle, turned into nighttime hustle. Listeners double and you spit in that bubble. Journey unpredictable, neither subtle nor trouble. Together they flex, breaking all the puzzles. Primetime flex, but it may or may not stay. From night owls, shivering to break of day. Every second a spotlight, the voices lay. No shadows in the system, just the golden ray. The system is up. The system is up. The system is up.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
I want to tell you about my own story about being tortured in federal prison in the United States.
Roger Ver, unfortunately today he got arrested.
Free Roger.
The real reason that I actually went to prison is because I was busy saying things like the things that I'm going to say in this video. Taxation is theft and war is mass murder, funded by theft.
Roger, Bitcoin Jesus himself, was a true pioneer.
Here you've got one of the most independent people in the world preaching and teaching people to individually empower themselves around the
He's
globe.
been very supportive of the work we do.
He's also an inspiration to a lot of people around the globe.
I couldn't express any more of how great of a person he
In
was.
2014, Roger Ver left the United States. America apparently is the land of the free. You should be free to just leave.
The United States government considers you to be their property.
Roger paid millions of dollars to the United States government, and they're saying now that it's not enough.
You read the quotes from his lawyer, it's like, this is the evidence of someone trying to comply with the law.
He did everything according to the book.
Nobody's ever gone to jail for that, ever.
The DOJ is actually using the Bitcoin Jesus term. They're literally going to crucify Bitcoin Jesus.
Just because some people get together and write down words on a piece of paper and call it a law, that doesn't alter morality one bit.
They're using the Trump case as a template for how they can go after any dissident.
This is very scary, frankly, 10 years later.
Government and central banks do not want this story out there.
The truth doesn't bend to whether or not we like it being the truth or not.
Roger's a good guy, and we all owe him a lot. It's really sad.
To say that he is instrumental in Bitcoin would be a radical understatement.
He's really believed in Bitcoin for the reasons that people should believe in Bitcoin.
It disgusts me from my core when I see government murdering people around the world. And Bitcoin has the power to undermine everything they're doing to people around the world.
Is it a coincidence? The only guy that's ever been criminally prosecuted on an exit tax interpretation is the guy that was exposing the intelligence community's attempts to infiltrate the Bitcoin movement?
There's nothing we can do to change the past, but we can work together to change the future.
From this moment forward, I'm on the same side as Roger.
Free Roger.
Free Roger. Free Roger.
It's as crazy a case as you could possibly imagine.
All I ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do!
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
But ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he didn't really mean that. I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
Thieves or possesses weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with that smoke. We are still here!
We have to say yes to socialism.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's The System is Down episode Who Cares? Number 466 or something like that. Whatever. It's prime time. It's nighttime. Things are changing. They might stay that way or might be feeling things out, trying some new things, doing some new things in life. But welcome if you're new here. If you stumbled upon us because we are not during your work hours, welcome to the show. Here's the place where we talk about all the stuff, all the news, all the conspiracies, all the politics, all the everything. And I am joined, as always, by the great, the one, the only, Mr. Dave Casey. Dave, how you doing, sir?
What is up, dude? PM, we're shifting it up all over the place, but great to be here with you, man.
Trying it out, trying it on, seeing how it looks, seeing how it feels. You guys let us know. Let us know what you prefer. Maybe we'll do more night times. Maybe we'll go back to battling The View instead of battling, legitimate sources like, Timcast and people who do stuff during not work hours. Smarter people than us and The View. But if you would like to support this, if you want to hear more of this, if you want all the things that we do here and want it to keep going, go to patreon.com/The System is Down and join the Downers Club like Drugs for Robots, Carolina, No Tread, Trashman, something, Kimberly, Zanger, JC, Justin, Denise, Donald Villa, Matthew, Osmataz, Sean-Luc Picard, Stoney, SDG, Level 0, Vanzite Media, Rick Duran, Javari, Craig DaCosta, Tim Brown, Howie Snowden, Nathan Sipes, and many, many more. If you want to join that list and get your name read incorrectly someday and also get a bunch of bonus content, including but not limited to our weekly episodes where we do after parties and stuff, but probably not today, but who knows, maybe today. Go on over to patreon.com/The System is Down and join the Downers Club and just support this thing because you like it or you don't. If you don't, then don't. But do. You can. I'll take your dark money, like Chase Oliver. It's fine. Anyway, back to over here. We'll just go to here, because who cares? Dave from Delaware. There's some stuff going on in your state lately, Dave. You guys got your first, in honor of remember, I don't know what today is, but I'm sure it's some sort of trans holiday. In honor of that, you guys have a lot of trans kerfuffle going on in your state. You wanna break that down a little bit?
Yeah, man, this is one of those things that like the slow-moving crash. Like, I feel like I had early advanced knowledge of this. It was not. But no, I honestly, Sarah McBride, the first trans House of Representatives member, will be from the first state, the worst in the nation, once again. But yeah, I was as close to certain as you could be that this person was going to win their race. And they did. The Republican didn't even show up to debate this person.
That'll do.
Probably out of fear. Maybe they didn't want to use the same restroom. Not sure. But that never happened. And Sarah McBride essentially just walked into the House of Representatives and said, "This is my house, bitch." So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the internet reacts. That's been fun. I feel like many Delaware voters who probably cast their vote for Sarah McBride are probably figuring that out in real time, which is fun too. So I'm here for it, dude. Long live the clown show.
Now, Dave, is Sarah McBride, regardless of he, she, hers, gender, whatever, do you suspect that she'll be good at her job? Because that's really all that matters.
Well,
I don't know. I haven't followed the campaign or anything. You're a little bit closer to it.
So I'll say this. They made this huge kerfuffle about, using the proper restroom that your biological sex assigned you. And, the internet went crazy for a couple of days. And then Sarah McBride just came back and was like, that's fine. I'll use that bed. I don't care.
Based.
So that is pretty based.
Yeah.
Sarah McBride's policies are horrendous. Co-sponsored some of those do all the awful things to your kids and human traffic them away from you and not let them go back to the original state and not let you sue the doctor that did bad things to them. Sarah McBride is behind all of those things. I don't like to use the
She's
S word. Right. So it's a person.
Yeah.
And I'll call that person Sarah, but that's about as far as I'll go.
Yeah. Now the whole bathroom thing, I really don't care all that much, especially in like government buildings. You guys fight it out. You guys spend billions of dollars on every toilet for every bathroom. Just stick another bathroom in there and call it a day. I don't care. Fight amongst yourselves. But yeah, I am curious to see where it goes because, of course, Republicans will make that into a huge deal and Democrats will make that into a huge deal. And then we'll be arguing once again about bathrooms instead of like children getting taken away from their parents or children, it's the stuff that should matter, but whatever.
I gotta be honest with you, dude. I'm kind of like, what I want to happen next is now that we've taken it away from like, oh, there's men and women's spaces and that we just can't tolerate that. And that's very true. But I can't wait for like the first Republican congressman to be like, but I don't want to share a restroom with this person either, man. Can I have my own bathroom? Right. That's what I'm waiting for. Because this is weird,
Yes,
I don't know.
We don't have to take the trans people out of the men's and women's bathrooms. Let's just make a new men's and new women's bathroom, and then trans people can have the old ones, and whichever ones they want. They can fight it out, and then I mean, it doesn't matter. Just make it single stall bathrooms and figure it out. Who cares?
Oh, man, this has been enlightening. I've seen lots of women, mostly liberal women, who were like, just let everybody use one of the stalls has locks. You're fine. Like, you've obviously not been in the men's room much. Right.
You're lucky if you have a door on your stall.
God. Yeah, and it's fucking disgusting. You're gonna hate it. So equality, welcome to it. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. Robbie Bernstein had a good bit about just the legalities of determining female poop versus male poop and the smelliness of turds to determine whether or not they're allowed to go in each bathroom. So anyway,
right. There's no potpourri in our bathroom. You better get welcome to real life.
There's no lounges or couches or anything in a men's room. There's no tampons unless Tim Wall says his way, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, on that note, speaking of celebrating and such, the local or the current holidays, we got to talk about Jaguar. Dave, have you seen the new Jaguar ad for, I think, cars? Have you seen this?
Maybe a car. I have seen the ad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if I spotted any cars.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. We got to start it from the beginning. For those that haven't seen, this is Jaguar, a brand that at one point made cars, and they've been gone for a while. Now they've come back with this new innovation. Let's take a look. That's it. Good job, you guys. Good job, marketing team. New logo, new brand. Got rid of the iconic brand that had a cat in it. It was iconic for decades, since before either of us were born, I'm pretty sure, at least me. And yeah. Now, Dave, can you describe for the audio listener what we just saw in that car ad?
Yeah, we saw pretty much a Sam Smith music video with some corporate jingle in the background. Man, that is a serious downgrade there. Like, that brand, Jaguar, as you said, you covered the logo and Like, it's so easy to do a Jaguar commercial, man. Stick to the
Put
hits.
a Jaguar in it. Like, that's all you got to do.
Get a British guy to narrate.
They couldn't even do that, though.
Introducing the 2025 Jaguar S-Class Edition, combining performance and beauty and elegance. It's so easy. It's all you have to fucking do. You don't put those fucking mutants in there. You put a hot chick with a dude who finally got his Jaguar after all this hard work.
It's even simpler than that. You don't even have to hire the narrator. You don't have to hire the actors. Even at the very basic least, put a car in the ad, and they couldn't even do that. Instead they have a rock. It's a rock with
show me the car. Show me the car.
A hipster logo says Jaguar above a rock in a desert that had these plastic demons saying things like delete ordinary, break molds, and looking around like like you said, in a Sam Smith video. And they posted this saying copy nothing, #Jaguar. I mean, the question has to be asked, like, if we're the copy nothing people, why do all these copy nothing people look exactly the fucking same? They all look like mannequins in a, like, Kanye West during his demon phase, current or, former. It looks like some of his buddies that would be coming out dressed in trash bags. This is a car ad.
Man, and nobody's having fun. Look at their fucking faces. You know what I mean? I want to see somebody like, oh my God, the Jaguar. Smile a little bit.
If you buy this, so if I know nothing about Jaguar and I'm completely new to this, here's my interpretation of this. I can get a rock if I look miserable and plastic and just like everybody else and walk around like a ghoul. That's the ad.
That. Look what this. Is that the press secretary? Jesus, get her out of here.
Green jump here.
Lady, you're scaring us.
Yeah. Now, not only did they put that out, but I went through some of Jaguar's replies to see, like, what the interactions have been, what people are saying, and what the responses are from Jaguar. And, like, everything that they say is, like, cryptic. They're like, you're good, just chill. Wow factor engaged, here to stay. You will love the reveal even more. Somebody said, I love it. Great job modernizing a relic brand. And they said, you will love the reveal even more. Then they say, just wait until you see the inside. They do have this picture that's like of maybe a car. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. But they're being very cryptic and a little gay about this entire thing. There's more to reveal. You have a great eye. Stay tuned. Find out. Like they're acting like this is some big thing that they have planned. It's gonna turn out. Let me just go ahead and just predict this right now. It's gonna end up being a car, and they're gonna use a bunch of gay people to promote it because they think it's 2020 maybe, or 2019 or somewhere before COVID when. This was all the rage, and all you had to do was put a plastic looking gender ambiguous person into your ad and you'll sell stuff. Well, I'm sorry, we live in the post Dylan Mulvaney age, and it doesn't go as well as you think. And even if you wanted to go like, hey, we're diverse and we're allies and accepting, that's the route you're taking, you still got to put the fucking car in the ad. I don't know what you're talking about. And what one of these oppression Olympians do you think can afford a Jaguar or anybody watching it? Who is your target demographic? Is it only trans people? I don't understand. Dave, anything?
Definitely nihilists. They're targeting that demo. And the logo downgrade is definitely keeping with the tradition of, man, so many logos have been downgraded to less artful and less
modernized, which means lack of soul. Just
it's awful.
AI generated.
I hate to sound like I don't know, whatever, but like the old
back
one was back in my day, Jaguar was all capital letters and it looked bold.
Yeah, it had cars in the ads.
Look, what's with you're not iPhone, you don't need to use all lowercase, and show the car. You got a little clip of it. Maybe they're trying to be like the alternative to the Tesla truck. Like, oh, if you want, all this space age fucking cyber shit, but you're not a racist white nationalist, check us out.
Yep. We make the ugly car for the not racists, so you should buy our $50,000 car instead of his. Now, on that topic, Dave, I've noticed. I feel like the entire world is just kind of inverting, and that's not like all for better or for worse. It feels like everything is just getting flipped around, and all the bad is turning into better things, but at the same time, all the good things are turning into worse things. This is like Jaguar's going the Bud Light route, but meanwhile, Bud Light hired Shane Gillis for their latest ad, and here's that.
It is not just a fragrance. It is a feeling. It is a passion.
What? Where'd you get a snake?
We are all lost.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm 100% lost here.
But we are on the edge.
Hey, all right. This is pocket full of sand? Yeah. Hey, I think I'm in the wrong commercial.
What?
Yeah, dude, this isn't right.
Wait, aren't you Andre?
No, I'm Shane. My name's Shane.
Huh. Oh, I see what's going on. You're supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial.
Oh, I'm supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial, not here. So that's why I'm the odd one out down here.
Well, if you're here, Andre is.
I love it here.
Oh, yeah. Something is different about you, ma'am.
I just ordered some wings in that other commercial. You think they're gonna make it here? You guys like wings? Blue cheese guy, ranch girl. You're a ranch girl. Mm-hmm. You guys like blood or something?
That's it. Hey, that. I don't know about you, but for me, that makes me like, all right, who cares about the past? Like, it's fine. It's whatever to me.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you had to do. Just prove that you're a human again. Prove that there's actually some soul there, and you're not just a corporate piece of shit. Because you went, like, there was the whole Dylan Mulvaney shit, and then they went to, like, here's a Clydesdale, and here's a dude on a horse, and here's an American flag. And it's like, bro, you suck. Like, yeah, you could have done that if you didn't do the other thing. This is obviously pandering. This is obviously still trying to, rebrand to, hey, we're cool, and, we're going with the edgy guy, actually, in a different way. But it's not, like, offensive. It's not trying to be even offensive to, like the LGBTQ market or anything. It's not going in I mean, maybe, because I'm sure a lot of them don't like Shane Gillis, so that's a bit of a risk in that area. But maybe they didn't get the recoup on the Dylan Mulvaney demographic that they were shooting for, and they're like, all right, we'll take our chances with Shane then. And yeah, to me, this is a successful rebrand. If they keep going with stuff like this, that's just like, hey, we sell this thing, and here's a fun thing to entertain you. Do the propaganda right, and fine, we can move on from Bud Light. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, it is really that simple, man. And I'm quick to forgive, just like you. That was probably 2 years ago that they did that, experimented with it, fucked up. This commercial almost feels like not an apology, but just like a wink and a nod. You remember us, right? It's about the cheap beer. It's not about the brand. Right. But they're giving you Shane Gillis, which is
remember,
right.
Dude bros are the guys that buy our beer. Maybe we should target dude bros instead of dude girls.
Exactly, bro. You're so exact. I think we should just start the clock, and within 2 years, Jaguar will put out like we're back.
A car.
We're fucking Jaguar. Check out the car. Yeah.
Well, back on the Jaguar topic, you brought him up, and this, I just had to point this out because it's too fun. This is, I don't know, from British something. It's a screenshot, but it's of Sam Smith, and the headline reads as follows. Sam Smith has clarified that they are self-partnered, which means that they is not single, but they is actually in a relationship with themselves. Fair play. What do you think, Dave?
They is unfuckable. That's the problem. Nobody wants to fuck. No LGBT or straight. No one wants to fuck Sam Smith. I'm just with myself. I'm gonna stay home tonight.
They is happily lonely, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, take all of that word salad as it may be, but the thing that stood out to me in my brain is that they still got their grammar wrong, because they are self-partnered is up here, but they is actually down here. So is it are they? If it's singular for they, it would be they is. So even your silly nonsense word salad headline here, you couldn't even get your own made up grammar correct. They are and they is in the same sentence. Good job. Good job. You guys, we're doing great. They is a great writer, and they is doing good.
Hell yeah, they is.
Yes. That's all. Just wanted to bring that up. Dave, I know that you're a sports guy just like me. We're big sports bros.
Big time.
Yeah. Let's just cause, did you catch that? I heard there was a fight between some YouTuber and a guy who used to box. Did you catch that?
No, I fell asleep on the couch during the women's fight, and
yeah.
So I tried, but I heard it was incredibly disappointing. No spoilers, but
I don't even fully know. I haven't even looked up to find out exactly who won. I can kind of, through context clues, determine that Mike Tyson lost to, which one is it? Logan Paul or something? I don't know. Yeah. One of the Paul brothers. Jake Paul.
That's right.
You're like, yes. And also,
that's it.
No.
100%. He's got a brother?
Yeah.
No.
Some douchebag from YouTube from long ago fought Mike Tyson, and some people are saying it was fake and staged, and I don't really care, but I'm curious of your thoughts, Dave. This is the extent of my knowledge. Does it look here like Mike Tyson pulled his punch?
Yeah, totally.
It sure does to me. And again, I don't care, but yeah, there was a lot of speculation about this for some reason, because we're supposed to care. But I don't understand why Mike Tyson would even do this fight unless it was just for the $20 million that
I was going to say, you don't understand why he would do this fight? It's the $20 million. How do you say no to $20 million, bro?
Right.
And in fact, that sounds incredibly like Mike Tyson. Like,
yeah.
post his, like actual fighting career, that sounds like something he would be happy to do. You're going to give me $20 million just to fall for this guy a couple rounds in? No problem. That sounds like exactly what he would do.
Yeah, I don't. Whether it was staged and he was supposed to fall, or it wasn't staged and he just fell because he is like twice the age of Jake Paul, and that has its downsides, believe it or not. Mike Tyson lost, and this is just another thing that has been turned upside down. A young YouTuber has beaten Mike Tyson in a boxing match. A young YouTuber who, to my knowledge, isn't like a professional boxer in any way. He's just a guy who beefed up to fight Mike Tyson and do this crazy thing for YouTube, and succeeded. So
no, dude, I think we sound like total rookies right now. I think this guy's a professional. Like I think he's been doing this, but that is a sign of the times. Wait a second. This is the Mike Tyson of the day. Is there no one to kick this white boy's ass? Are you fucking serious?
Right.
Chris Rock used to have a joke about Rocky IV. Oh, that's Spielberg coming up with some cool shit. Look, two white boys fighting it out for the heavyweight title. Like, that is pretty funny. There's no fucking killers out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him, but I know, like, he's a former super skinny kid. He is a YouTuber, but I feel like he's got some wins under his belt. He's probably, but man, like Mickey in Rocky III, when he's got the silk sheets, maybe his boys are just picking easy fights for him, and making sure that he just has like a career, and instead of like really hungry fighting the best fighters in the world. That's probable.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure why this story made the cut for our show, because I don't.
Everybody was watching it. It was
sure.
the talk of the town.
Yeah.
I was watching C-SPAN.
No, I was watching politics, most likely. Now we're going to continue, though, in the sports world, because that's what we do here. And in the sports world also, at the UFC, was Donald J. Trump, Elon Musk, Kid Rock, and buddies. That's the typical extent of our sports talk. Donald Trump shows up with Elon Musk and Kid Rock, and that's an exciting thing or something. there's Donald Trump's happily slapping Elon Musk. Now we've been told that Donald Trump's really getting sick of Elon Musk, Dave. I was going to bring this up later, but we can go ahead and address it now. It seems like the media is really trying to convince us that all of Donald Trump's friends are turning on him, or Donald Trump is turning on all of his friends. A couple weeks ago, it was Donald Trump, like there were the headlines of Donald Trump distancing himself from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because a vaccine dispute or something, like as though Donald Trump didn't know that RFK Jr. was an anti-vaxxer, the guy who wrote the anti-vax book against Fauci and was called, like, smeared as an anti-vaxxer for the last forever. And now we've got Elon Musk supposedly getting annoying to Donald Trump and getting on Donald Trump's nerves because of egos. We've got insider information. A source tells us. Do you believe any of these rumors are true? I don't think that they're impossible, certainly, with all those egos in the room. But what do you think?
I've seen little bits of that. But I tend to think it's probably more the regime trying to splinter anything or create. Look at these motherfuckers right here. They're having a great time, dude. It appears to me they're having a fucking kick-ass time.
It sure looks like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Donald Trump probably could be annoyed. Elon Musk could be annoyed. If I could ask Elon Musk one question, well, I'd have lots. But one of them would be like, dude, does it become annoying to just talk if everybody is not on your level of intelligence? Like, are you just bored? Is it annoying? So I imagine that's the case when you're a fucking rocket scientist, super genius. So maybe Donald Trump gets on his nerves. That's probably true, but I doubt that he let anything like that slip into the public domain.
Well, more so, do you think that Elon Musk is getting on Donald Trump's nerves because Donald Trump isn't a big brain genius billionaire guy? He is a very wealthy man, not as wealthy as Elon Musk. So, Elon Musk being there kind of makes Donald Trump not the top dog in the room. Do you think that has any implications for their relationship?
I hope not. But knowing Donald Trump, who operates mostly on ego, that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
Like you're usually the richest, most powerful guy in the room. One of the only people you could possibly have a debate on that in the whole wide world is Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So that's possible.
Absolutely. Now, something else that's been pointed out quite a bit is that in this picture at the UFC thing, at all the fun stuff that Trump and his buddies have been up to, J.D. Vance has been strangely lacking from all of their powwows. And I don't know if it's as much cause for concern as the Democrats would like us to believe, but they've been screaming very loudly, "Where is J.D. Vance? Where is J.D. Vance? Where is J.D. Vance?" on the internet, as though that means something. Meanwhile, I haven't seen Kamala Harris since she gave her "I'm sorry I failed" speech, and she's currently the sitting vice president. But where is J.D. Vance, Dave? Do you know?
So I would imagine they're on that flight going to the UFC event to fucking party, and I imagine it's just a matter of national security to not have your vice president on the same plane with you, partying with you.
Sure.
Probably want to keep those guys separate. But maybe he's annoying him. Maybe he's jealous. Trump got electrolysis on his beard in the 80s, so maybe he's pissed. That guy's got a super great, sweet beard, and I'm over here beardless.
Mm-hmm. Got my beard tubes tied too early.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think it through.
You got to think it through. You never know when you're going to be president of the United States, and it might come in handy when you need to look like a badass. But
he would look so fucking badass with a big beard, bro. He really should have thought that, bro.
He would. Now, if you guys want us to read some of your comments, since this is a live show, feel free to drop them. But if you want us to notice them, put in all caps "fake super chat," as Denise with a Y says, "fake super chat" in all caps. And then her next comment is "fake super chat." Yes.
Super chat?
Yes. Fake super chat. And Nimitz says "fake super chat, the Downies Club." Thank you. If you have preferably smarter things to say that you want us to spend time reading, feel free to put "fake super chat" in all caps, and we'll read them whether they're smart or not, but we'll call you dumb if they're not smart. So it's up to you. Dave, on the topic of the turning of the tides, I showed you, we're not going to watch this whole thing, it's like 5 minutes long, but I showed you while I was out there in Delaware, this SNL sketch opening right after the election. Do you remember it? Can you explain it so we don't have to play the whole thing? And your thoughts?
Well, this was maybe one of the first in a long line of corporate programming.
Sorry.
That's cool. Yes, thank you. This is where you're making a choice. So you're either going this route, which is the same route that Mika and Joe took, which is you go to Mar-a-Lago and you kiss the ring and you go, well, I wasn't serious about the Nazi stuff, obviously. And then you come back and you say,
Dave, but go ahead.
Right. And then you come and you say, look, we're going to work with you. But these guys actually did a good job here. It reminded me of 20 years ago when Saturday Night Live was funny.
Yeah, and for those that aren't familiar, basically they do this whole setup. I don't want to play it because NBC sucks, and there's a good chance we'll get a strike for playing any of SNL. But they do this whole setup of like the world is going to fall up, or we are all going to die if Donald Trump gets in there. I'm not going to do it justice. Whatever. They have a good spin on it. Maybe we'll just play it and see if we get a strike. Let's find out together. I'm tired.
Nothing to protect the people who are brave enough to speak out against him.
And that is why we at SNL would like to say to Donald Trump, we have been with you all along.
We have never wavered in our support of you, even when others doubted you.
Every single person on this stage believed in you.
Every single person on this stage voted for you.
You think that's true, Dave? Do you think every single person on this stage, or any of them, voted for Donald Trump?
No, I don't.
No, me neither.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Yeah. So the premise is basically just Donald Trump was going to do all these terrible things, and now that he's the president, we support him. And it's funny and it's cool that they kind of poke fun at themselves, but I don't know. There's a part of me that finds it a little bit annoying that, yes, you're doing the about face right now because you have to, and you don't want your entire network to come crumbling down when you keep peddling lies when there's a different person in charge. But the stuff that they bring up as, oh, haha, that we thought that this was going to happen. You did, though, and you pushed that on everybody. Like, it was your propaganda that you were pushing, and now you're poking fun at yourselves and the bullshit that you've been peddling for the last 8 years. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on it. Good that they're hopefully this is a bit of a turning point where they can at least try and write funny stuff instead of just pandering to one side or the other again. But I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
No, this is one of the more enjoyable Schadenfreude parts of the new incoming administration. And that is the corporate press or corporate news, corporate television, whatever, going through their toxic assets and either deciding whether to keep them or dump them. And Saturday Night Live is an institution. So like they're not just going to scrap that, or, I mean, I don't think they're going to do that. But shows like The View, dude, on ABC, like Disney is probably going to have like some real hard questions to ask those bitches.
Yeah.
And I think the entire MSNBC network is probably on the chopping block. I don't think NBC wants that brand associated with their brand anymore.
Yeah. So it would seem, but they're going to try. As you mentioned a bit ago, it seems like MSNBC, at least Morning Joe, is tucking their tail and doing the right thing. They're finally ready to open up to Donald Trump. Here's that.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues.
I mean, is it? I don't know. The first time they have seen him in 7 years. They've done an awful lot of talking about him in the last 7 years, but they never felt the need to, ask him stuff or be journalists, go to the source, any of that in the last 7 years? It seemed like, I don't know, it seems odd that they would admit that, because I wouldn't have questioned it. I would assume probably they've asked Donald Trump a question or two, since they have so many strong opinions about him, and they could probably get pretty easy access to him. But no, it's been 7 years since they've felt the need to talk to the person who is the only person that they talk about. Yeah, journalism.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know you know this, and I think most of the audience knows this, but these people are not journalists. They are not in the business of seeking out the truth or, delivering even their version of the truth to the public.
Less than we are. Less than we are, and we suck at this.
No, that's true. That is not their
That's
job.
true. We do suck at this.
No, average at best. But these people are the worst. You got to be able to pew. No, man, they're propagandists. Their job was to hammer him every day for many hours every day to try and accomplish their goals for the network. And now the memo has changed. Right. The memo is, I mean, if you want your job here, you better try and maintain
any credibility in your field at all. You're going to have to figure something out, and that might come with kissing the ring.
Issues including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed.
To restart communications, like they broke up, and they're like, we're gonna start talking again. We're gonna start doing our job a little bit, just a little. We've decided, like, I don't know, did you guys sever ties at some point and say, I'm never going to talk to you again? But no, they're reopening that door. There's hope, Dave. Hope for this beautiful, blossoming relationship.
That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we?
Ooh, damn, wow, why wouldn't we? I don't know. Why wouldn't you for the last 7 years? Like, why now? Oh, it's because he's in charge again, and we are realizing that the bullshit is not... What? Are you talking?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I was muted, and I said something, but...
I thought you were saying that I was muted, but it's all good.
Yeah,
they're realizing that they can't keep this up. They can't do this for another 4 years, and I forgot where I was going with that. Did you have thoughts so far, Dave? There's a little bit left, but thoughts?
So I bet this was a funny call, and I'm not shocked that Donald Trump, in typical billionaire let's do business fashion, is just like, sure, I know what you did, Joe.
Yeah.
But now you're, he's whatever. Sure. Talk about me. Don't talk about me. Don't care.
Right. Yeah. I like how they're like, he had a sunny disposition. He was super friendly and charming. It's like, oh, literally Hitler was really charming to me this morning. So I guess we're friends now. I mean, the terror that we're supposed to have of this guy, but we can just go have dinner with him. And we're now to believe that literally Hitler had a sunny disposition and was super friendly to Morning Joe. Maybe it's because the entire time he probably would have been super friendly if they were ever like, hey, we actually want to talk to you and hear what you have to say. But this is just pandering, and Donald Trump's apparently eating it up. Or do you think it's Donald Trump eating it up and do you think Donald Trump's buying the bullshit and thinking, oh, they're on my side now? Or is he just like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care? Do you think it is just passive, like nudging him in the side, like, nice try, go fuck yourselves? Or do you think he actually thinks they're on his team?
No, I think he absolutely knows, and he watches a lot of TV. But I'm sure he hate watches these guys, and remember, wasn't it? No, this wasn't the blood's coming out of her. Whatever, that was Megyn Kelly, I think. Right, yeah. But he has said some shit about Mika too, and he's made jokes on Twitter about Joe's assistant that some shit happened to her back in the day. Might want to look into that one.
Yeah.
So no, I'm sure he knows exactly who these people are, and it's Zbigniew Brzezinski's daughter. She's here to move governments, and right. That's what her job is. She is a nepo baby, just like Meghan McCain, to do this kind of work to shift public opinion. And no, I'm sure Donald Trump knows that.
Yep. Keep the names in the machine, and they will be the cog. Let's see. We've got just a few more seconds.
5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
So brave. So brave. Wow. A shining beacon of change and hope in our country that the journalists will attempt to talk to people of relevance and be not even honest. It's still she's like, we've been strongly against him, but everybody agrees. Now, if what she's saying is true, that they just decided because everybody agrees, it's like, okay, so literally Hitler got elected and all the Nazis agree with him, therefore we're supporting the Nazis and Hitler. It's not a good look. Do you think these people have jobs in the future in this field, or do you think it's too late for their about face, Dave?
They'll have jobs on this network for a little bit longer, and I'm serious. I think their MSNBC is going to get auctioned off to George Soros or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, they'll have careers, man. But I just think that's funny that she comes out and she's like, "Look, we tried harder than anybody every day to convince people that it was about January 6th, the insurrection. It was about a super free and fair election in 2020 and how everyone is super racist. But they were really just interested in the border and the economy. So we're going to kind of pivot."
Yeah, how do you even justify that? How do you say that? We tried convincing everybody that it was about these terrible atrocities that Donald Trump's going to do, but since they don't believe them, now we have to go this way. So were those lies, or are you just going with the lies now? Which one am I supposed to believe? You can't just say, because everybody disagrees with the truth that we've been telling you, because everybody disagrees with it, we're now going to the lie. If it's a lie that Donald Trump's not Hitler, then you were lying at some point. For them to not only basically say either we were lying then or we're going to be lying now, that's their statement, but to act like it's a noble cause, like they're the tip of the spear in journalism because they had this brilliant idea come to them that they should not only talk about Donald Trump, but they should talk to Donald Trump. Brilliant. It's magnificent gaslighting, and we'll see if it pays off in the long run. I have a hard time believing that it's going to work, because all the only people who were left following you were the crazy people who believed you and your bullshit, so now you're going to go in the other direction. Do you think that's going to bring a bunch of Donald Trump supporters to watch Morning Joe now? I highly doubt it, but, Mike Pence, it worked out great for Mike Pence. We'll see if it works for them.
God willing.
Yeah, but speaking of, dying companies or companies being auctioned off, or who knows where the future goes, Alex Jones, the topic of last week's entire episode, and him getting bought out by The Onion and all of that crazy nonsense. I guess I don't know, but it was reversed. And now not only was it reversed, but Alex Jones fights back. This is from thegatewaypundit.com, so you know it's legit. Plot twist. Alex Jones fights back, sues the Onion and Sandy Hook families over rigged auction of Infowars. And I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know what this is all about. This is just very odd to me. Alex Jones said Infowars was not sold to the Onion. I am breaking the news now. Please watch and share the link. And yeah, there's, I don't know. Do you know more about this than I do, Dave? Because I just think it's odd. It's like, I'm very happy, obviously, first and foremost, but there's something about Donald Trump having all these wins and Morning Joe supporting Donald Trump now and everything inverting with Donald Trump, and then everything surprisingly and very suddenly being flipped on its head with Alex Jones that just makes me go, huh. I don't know. I don't know what happened here or why. I think it was absolutely a circus and a shit show what they did to Alex Jones or tried to do to Alex Jones, for it to be just flipped around overnight to where Alex Jones is now suing the Sandy Hook families and the Onion is just too much. It's too much. What do you think?
That's good. I didn't know he was suing those families. Good. Fuck them. Get your money, Alex. I don't know much about it, but from what I understand, there was an auction, like Infowars was up for auction, and there might have been like some shenanigans where some people, maybe it was the Onion was involved, like said, "Oh yeah, like they rigged it or something so that those guys would get it."
Yeah.
But I know that
which is what we talked about last week, specifically the Onion, for the sake of just teabagging Infowars' legacy. Sounds like they got it. And I mean, that is a question that we should have asked last week is how could the Onion afford the highest bid on Infowars? The Onion that nobody has cared about in the last 10 years. But yeah.
Right. That's why we said we're average at best journalists, but we're asking the questions next week.
That's right. We're asking the questions once we've heard other people ask those questions. Yeah, and we're pretending that there are original and unique thoughts.
You got to be able to fume.
Anyway, good. Let me see how long this is. Let's watch a little bit of Alex Jones talking to Steve Bannon about what happened with the auction. See if we get more insight.
It's the most incredible thing I've personally ever gone through with lawfare, and I've got top bankruptcy lawyers. I've never seen anything. The group that had the highest bid, not the Onion, filed suit yesterday. We filed suit today. My lawyers said in the suit this is clear bankruptcy fraud and criminal. They quote the code. My lawyers collectively have been, 3 of them practicing law for over 120 years, and they've never seen anything like it. And so they had an auction for Infowars, announced that the judge said, I authorize an auction in the future, but you have to come here and have hearings about what is up for sale. Then the U.S. trustee assigned by the Justice Department came in and didn't get authorization, but said he had authorization, set it for November 13th, last Wednesday, and on Monday, after months of it being set, comes in and says, now the rules have changed, it's a secret sealed bid, and I don't have to accept the highest bidder. Then it wasn't until Thursday night, after they'd already kicked us out of the building and cut the internet off, where I wasn't going to leave, and I went over to my own Alex Jones network and got right back up, so they didn't really stop us. Then the winning bidder, the real bidder, the Patriot Group that I've worked for many years, they actually got all the paperwork, and that's in these exhibit lawsuits that I posted at Real Alex Jones on X, and they admit that it was just all rigged. They decided to give it to them. They pledged their future earnings from my defamation case that's on appeal. You can't legally do that. It was supposed to be a cash auction. They didn't do that. And so they went all over the news and announced that we were shut down. They called the IT service providers, had Infowars.com shut down. They came into the building where I was broadcasting. They showed up right at 8. We were already on air. They said, get out of there. They threatened the crew, saying you're violating court orders with no court order in their hand. Again, the judge hadn't even authorized the auction. There wasn't even an auction. It was a fake sale masquerading as that. And then they go on Good Morning America, the so-called Onion owner or Onion CEO, a former MSNBC disinformation specialist or censor, with the head of the Everytown, that's now the big global, Democrat Party gun control conglomerate that's also anti-free speech. And they said, oh, we're actually backing all this. So it's actually the Democratic Party, Soros-funded main Democrat gun control group that's done this. And then they've been the ones behind the whole thing, and the fake lawsuits on me, and the Justice Department admitting that they ran it, and the PR campaigns, and having the judges find me guilty, and then having show trials. And they just came out and said, Alex Jones is over. It's over. We own his name. We own everything, even though none of that was even true. And it's just absolutely insane. And so now the judge has an emergency hearing on Monday. He hasn't made clear if that'll be the big evidentiary hearing. He came out last Thursday and said, I didn't even know that there was an auction. This was quoted in Bloomberg. He said, everybody should be very upset and uncomfortable with this. He said, who is the winning bid to the U.S. trustee? He said, well, it's not the high bid, but it's the best bid. And he said, well, what's the amount of money? He said, I can't tell you. Then when we got the bidding information that's in our lawsuits, 2 different big ones filed by both the real bidder that won and by myself, because I'm the sole member of Free Speech Systems. I'm still the owner. He said, I can't tell you who the winner is to the judge because it was secret that no matter what somebody bid, they would then just pledge their $1.5 billion towards it. So people would think that they were bidding, but it was impossible because they were bidding imaginary funny money to this. No one's ever been able to bid an auction with a undecided, still disputed, appealed lawsuit. So that was kept secret. And 2 days before the fake auction, new rules were sent to the folks I was working with that put in the real bid, the winning bid. And it said to them, you cannot use any derivative payment or credit. But then in the documents they got.
All right. So it's clearly a cluster of what are we to make of this, Dave? Has the Illuminati gotten sloppy and let Alex Jones slip through the cracks, or is this all? I know, you know what I'm going to say. Is this all part of the plan, Dave, to just make Alex Jones into a martyr and then make him into a champion and then push Donald Trump's crazy authoritarian right-wing agenda? Is this Project 2025 come to light, Dave?
He's not. He probably would love most of it. But he says he's a libertarian. So I don't know, man. That's the overarching question of this whole show, I feel like.
Yeah,
like it almost encompasses. Right. So I don't know. All I know is that if Alex Jones is on the same team with RFK and Tulsi and Tucker and Elon and Vivek and the brightest minds and most successful people, and they're all in on it, then we're just fucked, dude.
Yeah.
There's just nowhere else to go. I'm sorry. As somebody who's been trying to fucking, make a dent for 20 some years, there's just nowhere else to go. You want to go hang out with David Icke? I don't know about that. I can't.
I would. I mean, if you got his number, I'll hang out with David Icke.
Is it just him? Is he the only one that's, really?
Me and David on an island? Yes.
Right. I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I don't trust David Icke either. It's fine.
Right. You got to throw him in that whole thing too. He might be a lizard person himself. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, if you find yourself employed by a lizard person and you get a nasty bite or what have you, or if you work for Hillary Clinton and you get part of your ear blown off in a fatal attempted suicide, you should contact Lone Star Injury Attorney. Have you or a loved one been injured by some fucknuggets, reckless driving, a tumble at your shitty job, or some other form of dumb shit outside of your control? Well, fear not, because today's episode is sponsored by a lawyer. Lone Star Injury Attorneys is an award-winning personal injury law firm that achieves maximum results for its injured clients. Max the Axe is not just a lawyer, but a hardcore Mises Caucus libertarian and also a big supporter of this show and all of our bullshit. Max is the best personal injury lawyer in Texas, but don't judge him by his occupation or location. Max is an avid defender of liberty and justice in whatever state you got fucked in. If you've been injured and your ass needs saving, go with the pros at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or Google Max the Axe. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Once again, go to LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered. Thank you, and welcome back. Got a couple fake super chats here that we got to get to. JC says, oh, OMG, hi JC. He says, fake super chat, I'm listening in while cooking sirloin burgers. Wow.
Crushing it.
Remember when I said only smart comments or you'll get made fun of? That's a pretty good one right there. Cause
That's
I'm hungry.
Really good. Live it up, buddy. Have fun.
Fuck you, Grumpy Gnome. There you go.
Boom. Nailed it.
And for the audio listener, you'll have to go find out what that's in response to by watching the show like a decent citizen. Chris O says, fake super chat. Think there is truth to Trump petulantly staging that McDonald's photo with RFK because the day before RFK was asked about Trump's diet and he commented that it wasn't healthy. I did not know that happened. I did not know RFK had those comments, but I don't know. Can Donald Trump force RFK to join him in that? And I guess we didn't really address that. Is it strange to you that RFK, Make America Healthy Again guy, was in the picture eating McDonald's on the plane, Dave?
Look, man, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if you're on a fucking plane with Donald Trump and he wants to have a fucking Happy Meal, dude, with a real Coke, not that none of that diet shit. Or no, wait, he drinks diet, I think.
Oh.
Either way, yeah.
I've never seen a fat. What is the Trump quote? I've
Yeah,
never
that
seen
was
a
his,
non-fat person drinking diet.
Right. So you know what? Maybe he just goes full on Coca-Cola Classic. That would be the fucking baller thing to do. But no, I don't buy that, man. And we had fun with that on the Dissident page. Like make cheat day great again stuff. Yeah. Just it's fun. You can two things can be true at the same time. You should not eat that shit often or ever. But sometimes it's fine,
good,
bro.
though.
It's
good.
Look. Oh, are drugs good too? Do you like drugs? Sugar, fat, and salt on your tongue? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, what's your point?
Yeah, it's good. I'm saying McDonald's is drugs. RFK is kind of right.
I was already sold, Dave. I said they tasted good. You don't have to put drugs in them too. You already had me. You had me at McDonald's.
Listen, let's make McDonald's better. I mean, the tallow thing in the fry, that kind of took off for a couple of weeks. People are still doing that. You don't have to not have red food. Just use whatever they use to turn Fruit Loops red in Canada. Don't, beet juice. Don't use red dye number 40. Right. Don't add adrenochrome to that shit anymore. Right. Yeah, just give us better McDonald's. Give us better shit.
It's the opposite of adrenochrome. Instead of making you live forever, it kills you immediately. But moving on to other people that we trust, don't trust, but keep an eye on and want to see where it goes. And maybe we're wrong about everything, and hopefully we are. Here's the latest from Javier Milei. Money, money, money. This is from Mario Nawfal, so you know he's legit. He says, Argentina posted a 888 million trade surplus in October 2024, rebounding from a 442 million deficit last year. Exports soared 30%, fueled by agriculture and manufacturing, while imports grew 4.9%. Many credit Javier Milei's libertarian policies for driving the country's economic turnaround by cutting government spending and removing red tape for business to flourish. And the source there is from Trading Economics. And I believe this was shared by Elon Musk also. Elon Musk just saying, wow. Wow. Man of few words, Elon Musk there. But Javier Milei seems to be doing well. And libertarianism getting the credit for it, Dave. Is this, as libertarians, I know we're supposed to be mad about this and not trust this guy. And I know that we sometimes don't trust this guy for some things. But I think this is a win for liberty. What do you think?
I think you are right, dude, and you deserve it. Let's enjoy the win. And if there are people, like, obviously, I know he's met with Trump quite a few times. He was just singing like karaoke tunes at Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks ago with all those people, palling it up with them. It's funny. Some of the most annoying libertarians will point to this guy and go, "We need, more like that guy. We need leaders more like that guy." That guy's Donald Trump. That guy loves Donald Trump. So just remember that, Lolberts. And I hope, that, guys like Vivek will be around to learn. Vivek and Elon are starting a fucking podcast, bro. DOGEcast.
It's on the list, Dave.
I can't wait. Yeah. All right. Spoiler alert.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Go ahead.
No, I'm just so excited about this. And I'm sure that guy, they're learning lessons. They're paying attention to what's happening there. And maybe they'll be able to, we're the world's largest empire ever. So it probably won't be exactly the same, but maybe we could apply some of that thought and see what happens.
Yes, Absolutely. And because of your flawless transition into the topic after the next topic, we'll go and jump there. Here is Vivek talked about his plan with Elon Musk for DOGEcast.
As part of that process, I'm now all in. I'm focused on making sure that we actually accomplish the goal rather than just talking about it. So to that end, for the next little bit, I'm going to put a pause on the Weekly Truth podcasts. I've enjoyed doing it this year. It's been incredibly fun and entertaining.
Right, I just now caught this, and I got to point it out. That's why we have to, we're going to do the things, not just talk about it. And that's why we're starting a podcast. Like, we can't just talk about these things. So to that end, we're going to talk about it on a podcast. And I'm happy about it. I'm just being a dick because that's an interesting choice of words.
I've learned from a lot of the guests, and I've enjoyed communicating with all of you. We're going to put that on pause for a little bit. And as you may have heard, Elon and I are going to start a separate track of DOGEcasts that explain exactly what we're doing to the public to provide transparency in what is a once-in-a-generation project. We want to bring the public along with us, to lift the curtain, to take us behind the scenes of what actually that waste, fraud, and abuse in government looks like. However bad you think it is, it's probably worse. But we don't want to do this to just expose the problem. We want to do it to solve the problem. So stay tuned. We're going to have more information about when those DOGEcasts are going to begin. We are neck deep right now in transitioning to the new dawn on January 20th. But in the meantime, I thank all of you for your journey this year, for joining us. I've loved doing the truth, and we're just going to put it on pause for a little bit to hopefully embark on this new chapter of saving our republic. Stay tuned for further details, and we'll be in touch.
All right. So, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to do a podcast where they expose all the inner workings and bring transparency to government and all the government waste and everything. It almost sounds too good to be true. I'm really happy to listen to it and excited to listen to it. And also, as my brain does, if you really wanted to convince everybody that we're the good guys and we're exposing stuff, you could bring in, two guys that have gained a lot of ground and credibility in the truther field, and then have them go out and say, hey, this part's fine, but that part's bad, and we got rid of that. See, like, it's a great way if you wanted to control the narrative. It's fucking brilliant. So either they're getting really good at their game because they've got me interested and into it, or maybe there's a chance and there's hope for humanity, and there's hope that there's a possibility of decent humans getting into positions of power in our society. Maybe that's possible. Probably not, but I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
Man, it's always possible that they're doing all this stuff so that they can carve out their technocratic police state. That's always possible.
Sure.
Some of those things could be aligned. Some of the, they just got to hack. You got to get rid of, whatever, all the workforce so that you can control more shit. Like that kind of makes sense. Like we say, end the Fed, right? That's one of the easiest ones. But you know who would also like to end the Fed? China.
Yeah.
So your interests are aligned with China.
Yeah.
Russia would love that. Is that a Russian talking point to end the Fed? I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree. If Putin says that, I agree.
Yeah.
So we got to deal with that, I guess. But anytime this is just what I've decided. Anytime I hear libertarian shit, I will amplify that.
Yeah.
And when I question something, I will, I'll say it vocally. But I'm going to try to call into question less what do you think about this guy or his true motives and all these things, and just go, what he said was good. What you said was bad.
Yeah.
And
to be clear, I feel like there's a spectrum, if you will, of libertarians where it's like there's some that are like, yay, everything rah, we're saved now. There's the people who are like, no matter what happens, whether Elon Musk is talking to Ron Paul or Elon Musk is sharing Milton Friedman videos like this one that was shared yesterday by Elon Musk. There are people who will shit on everything and say he's not a real libertarian, so we can't support him. And then there's me, and I think you also, where it's like, yes, good job. Now keep going. You have my attention. I'm a little skeptical. Like I don't think just it's kind of like when Jack Dorsey fucking shared, what was it? The Mises book? Which one? Was it Human Action or Anatomy of the State or something like that? And
Mises is Human Action.
Yeah, yeah, Jack Dorsey shared that and all the libertarians were like, "Ooh, does that mean that Jack Dorsey's dropping hints that he's now a libertarian?" Then Jack Dorsey, I think, played a role in going on to start the counter to Twitter that is currently blowing up, Blue Sky, that is just liberal Twitter, and it's just Twitter but with more rules. So
I didn't know he started that.
I think he had something to do with it. Yeah, well-known libertarian Jack Dorsey. So I don't want to be the Elon Musk is a libertarian because this, and this, but if there is truth to, if they do this podcast and it sounds legit, I think it'll be, if they're doing like long form podcasts that are breaking down stuff, we'll be breaking it down. We'll be digging into it, I'm sure, because who won't be at that point? But if it sounds legit, then I'm all in and white-pilled. I think all these things from Elon Musk sharing Milton Friedman to Elon Musk and Vivek and Ron Paul doing whatever. Yeah, good things. Quit bitching, but keep an eye on them because, yeah, everybody in that list but Ron Paul, we've had our skepticism of. So we'll see.
He's the only one. And, dude, yeah, anybody who would not be excited about Elon Musk sharing Milton Friedman content is just like, I don't have much time for you. Obviously, like we probably tend to lean more towards, like the Rothbardian side of things, but I would so settle out of court right now for Milton Friedman's America.
Sure.
Without question, or like just use that as a North Star, just like the Bill of Rights. You can be an anarchist, but you'll get 95% of the way there with those people.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge win, man. iPencil is the shit. Go back and revisit that. It's beautiful. No wonder he shared it because it is actually amazing.
Yeah.
And beautiful that's what happens when people just cooperate.
Capitalism. Yes. Yeah, go check it out. We could play. How long is it? Is it short enough to play? Let's see. It's 2 minutes. Go watch it yourself. We're moving on. We're getting long. But we've got a bit more here. And keeping up with the white pilling news and the good things, Ellen DeGeneres has decided that her and Portia de Rossi, her wife, are moving to England after Trump's election win. This is, I think, rumor, but it seems to have a lot of credibility that they are actually fleeing the country. I guess Tom Hanks did, or Tom Hanks is in Greece as well. I don't know.
That was fake. I think that was fake. That got me. It got me. I think that was fake. Yeah.
Whatever. But, some celebrities have decided to actually make good on their promises, and they all happen to be probably friends of Diddy, and I have decided that because Donald Trump's getting into office, they cannot stand this atrocity and need to go somewhere, some might say, safer. Do you think there's... Do you think they're running from the inevitable here, Dave? Or, I don't know, is this all for show? Because, I mean, Ellen did have she quit her show, basically, I think, because she had a bunch of controversies and scandals and shit, and everybody said she was an asshole. So... Is it her running from being friends with Diddy and all the stuff that seems like the obvious assumption to make, or is this just she can't stand Donald Trump that much?
I definitely don't think that's it. And I think she could be extradited. I think the UK would send her ass right back here if they needed to for any reason, Epstein related or otherwise. But no, I think that these people already live like recluses. Like why do you need to leave your secluded $8 million mansion? Like life isn't hard for you. Are you really that obsessed with Donald Trump? Like just like Joe and Mika, I think that most of these people, I'm sure they have their opinions, but
yeah,
really, like there was a time where Ellen DeGeneres had on Donald Trump and joked with him and and then all of a sudden he's a racist warmonger, or I guess that's not the one, racist nationalist, all the things, and then you can't talk to him. So no, anytime I see that stuff, and I'm going to be more careful, but I've been very suspicious of Tom Hanks and her for a while. So if I see that stuff, I'm curious, but it's weird that she didn't go to a place where she couldn't be extradited.
Yeah.
You just need to go to the UK so you can, I don't know.
Now, more importantly, do you believe that Donald Trump will release any of these Epstein files, Diddy files, any of these things that Trump supporters, the diehards, believe that is absolutely going to happen? I am not convinced that we'll even get more of JFK out of him, but I am hopeful. Do you think that there's a chance?
I do think there's a chance. And I won't hold my breath. But he's surrounded with people who have said that that's what they want. And he said that on stage with RFK's son.
Yeah.
That we're setting up a department to look into specifically presidential assassinations and assassination attempts. And yeah, we're going to release that JFK stuff. He was interviewed, I think it was, no, not Theo Vaughn, one of those podcasts, but somebody asked, maybe it was Andrew Schultz, said something about, oh, what about that Epstein list? And he's like, oh, the list that I wasn't on. So I think that there's definitely a chance for that stuff, man. And I that's why I hope that the people that he surrounded himself with will live up to what people hope they are, which is, he is not an ideologue. He'll maybe do what is politically expedient and, will make him popular. And so I'm counting on some of that, man. I would like that. But he also didn't put Hillary in jail because that would just be so wrong to put a president's wife in jail. So we'll see.
We will see. And speaking of not an ideologue, Donald Trump this week also said this: we're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of COVID, and if you recall, under President Trump's leadership, we had incredible public health policies. President Trump's unparalleled creation of Operation Warp Speed was one like we've never seen before. Dr. Janet Naishawat, Fox News. So still praising his flawless Operation Warp Speed, even with RFK Jr. on his team. Why are we even talking about this? Nobody at this point is asking Donald Trump, we're not even asking him, do you believe that was a mistake? Of course it was a mistake. You would think that he would have figured that out by now, but he's not only, he's bringing it up on his own, unprompted, and praising it still. Does that concern you, Dave?
Well, he was quoting somebody from Fox News, so it's legit. I was going to say this myself, but since Janet said it, I'm just going to repeat it.
Right.
On my Truth Social account.
Thank you, Janet. That was pretty great, wasn't it?
Everybody knows Janet is the best. Let's see what she's talking about today. Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, dude. But I knew that going in, that was totally fucking awful and unforgivable.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I've already written it off.
In other Trump news, here's something else to write off.
And defend our Jewish citizens in America.
Son of a...
My first week back in the Oval Office, my administration will inform every college president that if you do not end anti-Semitic propaganda, they will lose their accreditation and federal taxpayer support. Okay.
So if we don't fight hate speech on college campuses, anti-Semitic hate speech very specifically, then you're going to lose your funding as an accredited college. Donald Trump, man of the people, big on free speech, big on all the American dreams of speaking your mind and hate speech laws being stupid and woke shit. He'll make one exception at least, Dave. What do you think?
I would like to say that, man, the Constitution will hold up. Your First Amendment right to speak will hold up. But I'm pretty sure they've already done that in a bunch of states, in a bunch of colleges. So, and he did just get $150 million from Mrs. Adelson. So they're even the people that we sing their praises, these are all Zionists.
Yeah.
So, could be tough on that front, bro.
Not great.
Not great. Things are not looking good for anybody who's not Jewish.
Yeah. I mean, this one in particular isn't really, or that one wasn't really that big of a change because Donald Trump being a Zionist is pretty run of the mill. But here's a new one. We all remember Hunter Biden. Well, now we've got cokehead Donald Trump Jr. here, who's, let me see if you catch this, Dave.
Oh, classic.
Just reaches into his pocket, pulls out his finger, and sticks it straight into his gums. But, nothing to see here. I mean, quite frankly, I don't care. I didn't care that Hunter Biden had a drug addiction, or that he definitely didn't anymore, or whatever. That was the least of our concerns with Hunter Biden, was that he was a drug addict. It does not surprise me in the least that Donald Trump Jr. does coke. Shocking. Just shocking. You've seen his demeanor. Yes, he probably does. That's probably exactly what's happening here, and I could not care any less. Conspiracy over. Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is how you know the fentanyl scare is fake and gay.
Right.
Because the guy's just blowing boog shug all fucking day. No worries, because he's a Trump. But though, I wonder if, one, Trump knows his dad. I wonder if dad knows, because dad was very specific. Don't smoke, don't do drugs, don't get any tattoos. So if you're to inherit the legacy, bro, because he's not going to give it to Eric. Ew.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Maybe Ivanka.
Tiffany.
That's probably, bro, that's what it is. It's going to be Ivanka and Jared Kushner are going to inherit the empire.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that in Game of Thrones, like he's the connect with the Knesset, with the Israeli government. So that makes sense to me.
I think Barron's, I think the rest will stay in the sphere, but we'll get a JD Vance run or a Vivek run or something, but who will carry the MAGA torch. But I think Barron is going to be the one to really, bring on the Antichrist and all that. But
no, I think you're absolutely right about that. I totally forgot about that 7-foot tall kid, and I bet you the Kushners will manage.
He's just looming in the background always, like just plotting his next move in his time travel.
He absolutely will run for president and win someday, and the Kushners will probably manage the money, maybe that campaign.
Probably. Now, let's check in with Joe Biden, because he's been up to some things. Some people have said that this is the last we'll ever see of Joe Biden, because he was in the rainforest giving some sort of speech about how climate change is an atrocity, and then this happened. Never saw him again. Joe Biden wandered off into the rainforest, which is beautiful optics. It would be a great way to go out, and it just sucks when, your favorite band, you never want your favorite band to stop playing, but when they have a good, finality to it, and they put a nice bow on it, and then they come back, it's like, oh, man, he came back. Joe Biden could have had that be his finale. He could have just wandered off into the rainforest and not come back, and it would have been awesome. But instead, Joe Biden came back and gave Ukraine the authority to launch long-range missiles into Russia and just encourage World War III and nuclear invasion and, poke Putin for one last final blow. I feel like Joe Biden at this point, first off, reality, I don't think that Joe Biden had anything to do with Ukraine getting the authority to shoot missiles into Russia. However, I do if this has to be the reality that we live in where this happened, I would prefer that it was Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's like, fuck you guys, fuck the entire planet, I'm getting out of here. You guys stole this from me, and I'm dead anyway, and my whole family's a train wreck, and everything sucks, and I'm going out a loser. I'm just going to blow up the entire world by poking Russia just hard enough to instigate a nuclear war that destroys the entire planet. I don't love that ending, but between that and the boring one where it's like the Illuminati just decided that we need to fuck all this shit up, I like the one where Joe Biden gets his revenge. What do you think, Dave?
Casey got the knowledge, he's the man who knows it all.
I think you're still muted, Dave. Are you still muted?
No.
Okay. I would have turned it off if you started talking. What were you saying, Dave?
Oh man, I was so close. I really wanted to.
We were nearing the edge or nearing the end, and you almost made it.
I
but,
know.
It's all
No, Joe Biden. No, that would be so much better if it was the senile POTUS in the White House who might push the nuclear button or something like that. But no, you have this shadowy group of people who you don't know who they are, who are actually pulling all the strings.
Yeah.
Who actually are I mean, that's not just like running the government. That's like escalating towards what that's so fucking crazy and terrifying.
Yeah. That's what we're doing, though. What do you think the purpose is, though? I mean, some people are speculating that they're doing this just to stop Donald Trump. And it's like, really? You think the shadow government or whoever is running the show, you think that they're so mad at Donald Trump that they're willing to blow up the entire world in World War III. That is better than Donald Trump getting in, but they couldn't. They're willing to do that, but they couldn't stop him from getting elected. I don't buy that. If they have that power.
I don't either. I mean, he's going to go in. What they're probably going to do, like, dude, this is, if I had to guess, this is like their playbook. Like they do something huge right before the new guy comes in, or right after 9/11, right after the housing crash, right? That was right as George W. Bush was going out. So that gives cover to the new president who goes, well, I didn't want to spend $100 billion, but I had to because George W. Like that's the way it does. So if they start a war and God forbid, like Trump comes in after this happens, like, well, I have to do this stuff because of the, it's like people will buy that. Oh yeah, you didn't start it, so okay, I'll tolerate that.
Yeah, and I mean, Putin has, I think, said or heavily hinted at that he would definitely be open to peace talks if Donald Trump were the president. And now we're sitting with like, we're supposed to believe that Joe Biden is in charge, even though he wasn't fit to run for president, and he's just hanging out and starting wars. Like, if we're taking this even at face value, it's definitely an impeachable offense. Do you think that there's a chance that they're trying to get Joe Biden impeached so that Kamala Harris can be the first female? That's another theory that's going around, that they just want Joe Biden out of there and he refuses to leave. So they're like, Joe Biden started a war. He started the end of, because they care so much about impeaching Joe Biden so that they can have a first female president. Are we that deluded? Is the Illuminati so deluded that they're like, we need a female president so badly that we are willing to risk annihilation just to get the dumbest female president, that so that she can go down in the history of the United States, which incidentally is only going to be for the next couple of years, but she got to be called, the first lady president. So it was worth it. Are you buying that one, Dave?
No, not even for a second, because these people don't care about feminism. You know what I mean? So Kamala Harris included. She doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about women or children or black people or, like that. That's not what they care about. Complete sociopaths. So, no, I don't buy that.
Yeah. I don't know. Where do you think this goes? Do you think that Donald Trump gets... Do you think that Putin holds off long enough for Donald Trump to get in there? Or do you think that Joe Biden will get his wish, and his Make-A-Wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation was the annihilation of the human race?
No, I mean, dude, I'm not going to say that there's not going to be any, like dirty, small nukes or large ones. I don't know. It certainly seems like they're trying to poke him to make him do something like that. And he did just launch some crazy shit in Ukraine. I don't think it was nuclear, but like these long range missiles that just like keep bombarding you, like they can retract or go back. I don't know. Fucking crazy, dude. So, yeah, that's crazy. On the way out, just, oh yeah, you can strike. First of all, the pretense that is dropped that they are anything other than a proxy for the United States that's cool. We give you permission to strike deep to Moscow, and it's like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I hope that Putin savvy enough. I mean, I think that he is to maybe, I saw that he's going to have talks with Trump. If Trump wants to have talks, we'll talk. So
yeah,
I hope, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. I do know that we were supposed to believe that Iran and Israel were going to start World War III a couple months ago, and that seems to, I mean, it hasn't gone away, but we're still alive and doing okay. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes, and we'll see if we all make it to next time. Fake super chat from No One At All says Putin has to respond to save face. He's already in talks with Trump.
Yeah,
and
I bet.
Yeah, I do think he'll probably hold off. I don't think Putin has a death wish either, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't
Closer
know.
than ever. Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's a reason to be anxious right now because it is worse than it was in the 60s. So,
Dave, I know you got to get going, but do you have time for another 1-minute video?
Yeah, but I really got to go.
Okay, I'm going to play this, and then you go. We're going to end on Mike Tyson.
Yes! All right, I love this. All right.
Bringing it full circle back to Mike Tyson on the verge of World War III. This is the happy, uplifting ending.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Holy
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before someone say that as an answer.
To the audio listener, he's talking to a 12-year-old.
I want my legacy to be this way when I get dead. Why do you want
True.
You think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone?
Oh my God.
True.
Dave, give any thoughts you got. Give your plugs, and you can get out of here.
Bro, Mike Tyson is a real one. You will never see a celebrity drop so much truth on a child ever again. I mean, like, that's the only guy who would do that. And I loved that.
I hated that, and I disagree with you so hard. And I know you got to get going, but I couldn't disagree with you more.
I want to hear your rebuttal to this. But listen, that child wants to be, Joan Rivers or something.
Sure.
And that's not a good goal. That's not good. So, what is your give me your opinion? Like, don't portray that. Don't mimic that. It's fake and it's stupid and it won't lead you to nothing but despair. So, I loved that. Well, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, it's such a fucking canned question that anybody on the E network would ask. Like, that child needed that. She needed that. And she was actually, I loved her response. Wow, I never heard anyone say that.
Wow, I'm going to go kill myself.
No, I don't think she's going to. I think that she might have just had the trajectory of her life, put on the right path. So,
I think,
fucking great.
I want my legacy to be impacting the people around me, my kids and stuff. Like, there is value to legacy. I understand what he's saying. Like, there's no value to like celebrity. There's no value to all the money that you gain in life. But I do think that there's rippling and cascading value to the world if you leave some sort of legacy more than just we're stardust and we're going to die and become nothing. And, all that. There's no point to any of this. But
I think he's religious. I think that he thinks he's going to go to heaven, but I don't think that he cares what people say about him later. And that's crazy because he's Mike Tyson.
Sure. I mean, I would feel that way too if I lost to Jake Paul, some YouTuber loser. Yes. Dave, where can people find you, man?
You can find me in Delaware, home of Sarah McBride. Worst in the nation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking go. And you can find me on Twitter at Dave vs. Goliath 1 and also at Dissident Media, where we'll talk about many fancy t-shirts next week.
I had them all ready to go. I spent time getting them ready. Whatever. It's too late now.
Go buy t-shirts.
Yes, thank you all for being here. Dissidentshop.com, at TSIDpod is me, or thesystemsdown.tv, or wherever, whatever has the system is down. Thank you all for hanging out on this prime time. Let us know what you think. Dan at TSIDpod.com. Email me. Let me know if you prefer this. If you don't prefer it, whatever. We'll figure it out as we go. Dave, thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here. Godspeed, God bless in the nuclear holocaust that is to come. We'll enjoy it together, and we'll laugh our way to the end. Take care and question everything, stay comfortable, be bad, have fun, all those things that I say at the end. Goodbye.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.